Black Swan has been out for a few days now, and she's been an amazing character for anyone that's using dot comps in Star Rail. So today I want to discuss firstly my thoughts on her and how I think she is as a unit overall. And then I also do want to go into some of my gameplay, give you a little bit of analysis of some runs that I did a couple days ago to just further show how good Black Swan is, especially for people who have these dot comps. And I do also have a very important point about Black Swan's, viability and usage with Kafka as well. So definitely stay tuned for that. So my thoughts overall, I've really been enjoying using Black Swan over these past few days that she's been out. And I feel like just the way her kit is designed is really good for dot com specifically, because the way that her Arcana works, plus putting that together with other dots, they both work extremely well, because you'll apply other dots and then Black Swan has chances to inflict more stacks of Arcana for each dot when they take them, and it's pretty much just like a back and forth kind of thing, plus also just allowing the Arcana, once you get to 7 stacks, you allow it to ignore a percentage of the enemy's defense. So Black Swan was pretty much like tailor-made for dot teams, which sure, like all the other dot characters were also like made for dot teams, but I feel like Black Swan has that feeling just a bit more than the other dot characters we've had so far, like Gwenaifen and Sampo and whatnot. And like I said in my like Nihility kind of discussion video I put out a couple weeks back, this is I'm not sure if this is exactly what I was thinking would be nice for Nihility, but having this kind of like ace kind of DPS character for the dot comps now is really nice. And I do think that this is what the comp needed, because while running it with just like Kafka and like Kafka with Sampo, Kafka with Gwenaifen, that kind of comp, while it's been fun, I feel like we need something a little bigger for dot, and Black Swan is exactly that. And when it comes to team building, I do think that she does benefit a lot from supports that are going to buff attack and speed. So like even if you don't have Ruan-Mei, who I think is her best support, just because of the additional speed and the weakness break stuff, I do also think that Hanya and Asuk are also very solid options as well, because they are able to boost speed, which will give you more chances to apply Arcana as well. And I know a lot of people, when Black Swan was first revealed and we got her kit, people were like, oh, you gotta have Kafka to run Black Swan. And I'm going to show you all in the gameplay in just a second here. I have 2 runs I'm going to show you from MoC. Black Swan does not need Kafka. I do think Kafka is her best partner, but you do not need Kafka to make Black Swan work. You pretty much just need a DoT character, whether it's Gwenaifen, Luca, Sampo even, which my second run is with the Sampo team. So let's go take a look at the gameplay now so I can show you all how amazing Black Swan is if you aren't even convinced yet. All right, so this is the first run that I did. This is running a Kafka team. So I'm running Black Swan, Kafka, Ruan-Mei, and Fu Xuan. Pretty much the teams are going to be the same for both these runs, just switching out Kafka and Sampo. But for this run, I think it did go very well for me. And I did do Fu Xuan and his MoC floor 11 second half, because this is the best MoC we have right now for this kind of comp. And I did Fu Xuan here. I kind of wanted to use Bailu, but I feel like because of the Svarog fight, I thought that Fu Xuan would be a little better, because the robot hand is also weak to Quantum. In case Fu Xuan was the one to have the ult when the hand comes out, because you do want to weakness break that thing as quickly as possible. So yeah, open up here. Black Swan's technique is really helpful in getting the extra Arcana stacks. I'm at around 120% effect hit rate, so I usually get maybe 4 stacks on average, I'd say. Then here, Ruan-Mei gets her skill up, and we're gonna automatically ult. And the big thing about Ruan-Mei here on this team is that she does further increase the amount of time that enemies are weakness broken. And that's really big for DoT teams, because you're going to be able to get more damage off those DoTs, especially if you pair that now with Black Swan's ultimate, which will allow you to retain the Arcana stacks on the enemy for 1 turn. or 1 extra turn. So having the extra weakness break will just let you do a lot more damage here. So here with after using Black Swan's after using her skill, I have this, I'm focusing the automation robot guy over here just because he is more annoying. He does have the additional like fish that he spawns, but because of the skill and also Ron May giving some extra break efficiency, we are able to break him right here, which is really good. And something I want to point out as well, in case people didn't know already, you can the little wind dot that's there, that is from the Arcana, so the damage it would have done. So that's also really good to know. You're gonna get more stacks of Arcana from Kafka detonating those dots, but she can also detonate the Arcana itself with her skill. It's very good overall. Fu Shuan gets the break, which is cool because the quantum break effect is really good. Yep, so here we're just gonna basic. I'm gonna skill here again, get some more stacks, and then yeah, I saved the ultimate there for. Yeah, I probably should have ulted a bit earlier for that, but yeah, to try to keep those stacks on. But I knew because Kafka was going next, I'd be able to get a bunch of stacks back on the robot, so it shouldn't be too bad. He's gonna say weakness broken, and then Kafka is just gonna skill. Then we're gonna ult. The ult came after the phase change, so we did get some extra debuffs, which is very nice. And now I pretty much don't have to worry about this robot because he is going to he's gonna die to the dot. Yeah, so we Fu Shuan ult. Yeah, the robot is down already. Didn't even summon the ads at all. Yeah, we get Ron May's skill back up, and here we're just gonna kind of try to get some skill points back. Sure, it's sure it's gonna go into the next cycle here, but I think it was worth it overall. Yeah, so pretty much we whittle him down. I'm saving Ron May's ult there for the next cycle, which we do get to right here. So we automatically Ron May ult, and then we get a Kafka ult right after to already just apply some dots on the enemy and get some quick extra stacks of Arcana. So 2 stacks there already. And then again, we're going to focus the automation robot just so we don't have to worry about him. So yeah, we're going to get the break with Kafka, which is very good. Solid damage there. And here, yep, he's going to say weakness broken, which is very good. He's already almost dead too, which is crazy. So here, the hand spawns in, but I know that I have enough energy on my Black Swan there to where I'm going to get her ultimate. And her ultimate here is going to... It is going to get rid of the robot hand's weakness gauge. And we already destroyed the automation robot, so all we have left to deal with is Svarog. We get Ron May's skill back up, and now we just focus on getting all those Arcana stacks on Svarog, because the hand isn't going to be a big issue, especially if Svarog is weakness broken. Then say we're going to put the Matrix back up with Fu Shuan, get another ult in. And I do think as well for the best sustain for this team, it probably is going to be Huo Huo. But for sustains, really any sustain is going to do well. Huo Huo just has the extra attack and energy gain, which will be really good for cycling through both Kafka and Fu Shuan's ultimates, and whatever other dot applier you're running as well. Yeah, Svarog takes a bunch of damage, his weakness broken there, and I go for basic attack here. Now the one benefit of basic attack over skill, I feel like, is not only getting the extra skill point back, but also I do think it's helpful sometimes where you could get, depending on situation, you could get some extra stacks of Arcana from it, just from how it works there. So yeah, we're gonna do this detonate here. We are at 23 stacks. He gets up to 25 stacks there, and we finish the fight. I believe this was a 3-cycle clear, which is pretty solid overall. Because yeah, I do think this is the best team overall. Or well, the best team overall would have Huo Huo over Fu Shuan, but yeah, I think Kafka does work extremely well as her best partner. But now let's jump over to the Sampo team. All right, now we have the Sampo run, which, yeah, as I said, it's pretty much the same team, just switching out Kafka for Sampo. Both Kafka and Sampo also running the same light cone, the Fermato one. And I'll show the builds for everyone after this run for the teams I use here. So yeah, getting skill up immediately with Ron May's technique. And yeah, as I did in the Kafka run, we're just focusing on the automation robot because he is going to be the most annoying overall. And plus Sampo getting some really solid RNG there to hit the automation robot as much as possible there. We didn't get the weakness break, unfortunately, because he is going to go into his sanction mode here. But it's still fine because once the fish explode, they do lower defense of every other enemy on the field. So yeah, we get the skill into ultimate there, trying to preserve the Arcana stacks so we can get some more damage out of it. Now Sampo here, I am just gonna basic attack to get the break on the from the Fragmentum monster, and then we're gonna get this ult here. And Sampo's ult is really useful because of the extra dot vulnerability it gives. So that means any dots that you're applying are going to have some extra damage as well. And here, yeah, we effect res that thanks to Fu Xuan's Matrix. Gonna get the ult there. And yeah, even with like the very little Arcana that the fish are getting, they're already dead there. So we're gonna drop the defense of both of them. Yeah, the Fragmentum monster taking well over 100k there, because what, it was 100k on the dot, and then an extra 14k on there. So pretty much 120k just right from there. And he's gonna take the Arcana again and all the dot again when his turn comes back. Yeah, we're just gonna basic attack there, get a skill point back. Fragmentum monster dies, and then we just have the robot here. Sampo, here we just basic because he is going to take a very solid amount of break effect damage. Yeah, about 50k there. And we just basic here to try to regain as many skill points as possible. Gonna wait to do Ruanmei's ultimate till we get to phase 2 here. And a lot of the debuffs went onto the automation, which is good. Because once again, we definitely want to focus on him and try to have someone have their ultimate by the time the robot hand comes out. Actually, no, we do actually go a bit more for Swarog here at the start. But yeah, we do also try to deal with the automation bot as best we can. I think it's a little easier to deal with him with Kafka, but you know, it's going to be a little different depending on what team you're running, of course. So yeah, the fish come out. And yeah, re-up Ruanmei's skill. And yeah, now it's a battle of just, you know, getting close to that ultimate for here. Yeah, we have actually, this is actually a really solid situation here, because we're going to get Ruanmei's ultimate, Sampo's ultimate, and Black Swan's ultimate. So using them in that order, I think it's going to give me the most damage overall. So yeah, we get hit with the AoE here. Doesn't hurt too much because of Fu Xuan. And yeah, use all 3 of those ultimates. Ruanmei to get the prolonged weakness break, and then Sampo to increase dot vulnerability, and then we have Black Swan, which will allow us to keep those Arcana stacks on the enemies. So very good overall for damage here. Plus also the fish will be exploding probably once it gets to their turn, because they are going to take a good amount of damage there. Ruanmei gets imprisoned, but that's not bad at all because she got her ultimate off already. Sampo, we are, I believe I skill here. Okay, no, I basic attack, yeah. I didn't really need to skill in that situation. All right, yeah, so then we have the fish explode there to lower everyone's defense. We put up Fu Xuan's Matrix again. And at this point, we are pretty much chilling. Yeah, the hand is already gone. We use, I think we skill here. Yeah, we skill here, get some more stacks. Spark, how much damage did he take there? Hold on, let's run that back. He takes, because of the dot vulnerability, he takes almost 115k there, plus the extra 18k from break effect. So over 130k damage. Then here, yeah, Ruanmei is gonna basic. Yeah, the automation robot will, he'll either die from a Sampo skill or the AoE Arcana stacks. Which, yeah, he lives the Sampo skill, but now the stacks are gonna hit. Okay, that actually didn't kill him. All right, I thought that's what killed him, but yeah, we just basic attack him to death pretty much, or we skill with Black Swan, and that is that run. I believe, was that a 3 cycle as well? I think my first cycle was a little slower. Let's see, 24. Okay, no, this run was a little slower. So it was a little slower. But yeah, like it was a little slower, but still pretty good to do overall. So yeah, even though Kafka is better with Black Swan than, you know, Sampo is, I do think Sampo, Knifen, and Luca are going to be some solid options. It really just depends on the fight you're going into and what the weaknesses are for sure. Because I think if you play towards the enemy weakness types, then you're going to be doing a lot better when it comes to these DoT teams. All right, so lastly, real quick, I do want to show off my builds for the characters I use for their showcases. So for my Black Swan right now, I'm rocking about 3100 attack, 127 speed. Well, with Raw and May, it'll be above 134, so we do get the 2 actions per cycle. Effect hit rate right now is sitting at 120%, which is right where she needs to be for that trace she has for extra damage. For Light Cone, I only have E1 or S1 of the Sampo Light Cone, so her damage could be even higher, as well as her effective hit rate could be even higher than what it actually is. Then for traces, I don't have everything fully invested into yet. I do have this extra wind damage one I haven't gotten, but yeah, we have basic at 4, we have ult at 6, we have skill at 6 as well, and then talent at 7, because talent is her most important of those, because that is where the Arcana damage multiplier is. Then for her relics, I'm running the 4-piece DoT set and 2-piece Pan Cosmic Commercial Enterprise. Substats are, okay, I think okay for the most parts. We could definitely have some more attack for what I'm running, for sure. Some things didn't roll too great, but I do have an attack percent sphere as well, just because this is, for one, I couldn't get a good wind sphere, but then secondly, because I do have a good amount of damage bonus, especially having Raw and May on the team, I think attack percent is going to be better for the way I'm running the team currently. But, wind damage might be better if you're running a different kind of setup. Then for my Kafka, I actually redid my Kafka build kind of recently, to where she now has speed boots, but again, I had horrible speed luck for a subset, so she's at 125 now. Slightly slower than my Black Swan, so I can get Arcana first and then use Kafka to detonate it, which is very nice. She's at 3200 attack. Doesn't have too much effect hit rate, because, well, she has 60%, which is kind of a lot for her, to be honest, because I believe you only need like 40%, but she still is, very solid there. I'm running Fermata at S5, which is very solid, gives me that extra break effect, and also increases damage to enemies with shock or wind shear, which, if you're running Kafka, you're going to get shock on them, right? Then for traces, I have all these at level 10 here. Only thing she's really missing are, this is HP one, which isn't really that big of a deal. Then for relics, I'm running 4-piece DoT set, and then my planar set isn't what I want it to be. I obviously want to have either Glamoth if I can get the speed, or Space Ceiling Station. That is something that's still a work in progress, but I do have decent stats on the ones I'm running right now, even though the set bonus isn't really benefiting me that much. So yeah, I think these ended up rolling pretty decently, because since you don't need too much effect hit rate, you can focus a lot on attack. Then I have speed boots here, which do have attack on them, but also, the effect hit rate effect res. And here, lightning damage bonus sphere. That honestly didn't roll that well, so I do definitely need to start farming Space Ceiling Station a bit more. And then attack percent rope there for her. Then for Ruan Mei here, we have 169.7% break effect. She does give herself some more at start of battle through one of her traces. I believe it is, this one, break effect by 20%, so she will be above the 180 that she needs. Speed's at 145, so very solid for her. Plus she's gonna boot, I believe she boosts her own speed with the talent as well. Light Cone, Memories of the Past S5, which I think it is the best non-5-star option for her. Traces, I do need to level 10 these. I've just been focused on, doing the Black Swan farming. I'm pre-farming for Sparkle now. Eventually I will go and, patch up anything like this, any of these loose ends that I have. Then for her relics, I'm running the 4-piece speed set and 2-piece Penacony. I normally do run her, or at least I have been running her with my Jingliu. So that's why I do have Penacony to maximize my Jingliu's damage. But yeah, overall, my Ruan Mei was pretty kind to me when I was farming for her. So substats are pretty solid overall when it comes to break effect. And I do have energy regen rope, so she is able to get that 3-turn ult rotation, which is extremely good. Then honestly, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. My Fu Xuan's not that great. I do need to invest more in her. Defense is it's basically 1700 there. But my relic stats do kind of suck. I don't have speed boots on her, and her speed sucks. So that is gonna be a work in progress. I'm running S3 day 1 of my new life. I recently pulled Landau's Choice, so I might actually run that instead. I'll have to see, compare them and do some testing. Then traces, I have her pretty decent traces. I have talent at level 8. I have skill at level 9, and then ult at level 6. Ult isn't really too crazy of a thing. I do kind of want to get these two at up to 10 as well. Then for relics, I'm running 2-piece Longevous for the extra HP, 2-piece Guard of Weathering Snow for that damage reduction, and then 2-piece Fleet of the Ageless, which I'm not getting the boost for right now, the extra attack boost for the team, but once I switch to a speed boot, I will be able to get that. But yeah, running, have some pretty decent HP pieces overall. For her, I'm thinking maybe, yeah, the HP boost right now, but I do want to switch to speed. Maybe the speed can have some HP and defense percent substats as well to give her some extra tankiness. And maybe switching something to a defense main stat. I'll see, depending on how when I'm able to finally start rebuilding her, because I've just been so focused on the upcoming characters for me. And I do also have her at E1. This is yeah, for 5 stars. This is the only or summonable like limited 5 stars. This is the only Eidolon I have. So that is important to keep in mind. It doesn't affect us too much here because we're running DoT characters, but the extra crit damage that provides is also really good for some other comps. Then lastly, we have Sampo, who doesn't have a light cone right now, but I was running the Fermata on him at S5. Yeah, for him, this build honestly kind of sucks. Actually, let me put the Fermata so we can get the stats. So yeah, honestly, his build is not that great. Like, he does have the 3100 attack, which is solid. Again, one of these characters of mine that I still need to work on getting them proper speed boots and getting them better speed stats. For traces, I have his level 9 ult, level 9 talent, level 10 skill here, which has been pretty solid, and then level 4 basic attack. Then for relics, I'm running 2-piece Musketeer and 2-piece Thief of Shooting Meteor for some extra break effect and attack. I've had these relics on him pretty much since like 1.1. So I have not really like invested too terribly much in him since then, so like since the release of Kafka. So he's a character that I'll probably go back to at some point and get some better investment on. But he did get the job done overall. And I think with a better build for him and also better planers as well, because he has the same planar issue that Kafka has. I do think that he could start performing much better for me. And then for Eidolons, I have him at E6. So let me know in the comments down below what you all think about Black Swan, and hopefully the gameplay showcases as well as my analysis definitely did help you all out. If you enjoyed and you haven't already, definitely be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell. But with that, everyone, I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.